Hi fellow surfers, Roy here from down under in the land of the long left-handers. New fins, bit of a fin revolution going on down here with these bumps on the leading edge which we've been using, and they're greatly improving the ride. They give about a 40% increase in efficiency, which might not sound very interesting, but it just makes the ride much more pleasurable, easier and more intuitive and more natural feeling, and gives your surfboard a bit of a speed boost and plenty of power. So we've been 3D printing these, as you can see here, in polycarbonate, and they've been going really well, and we're getting lots of great feedback on them. By 3D printing them and drawing them on the computer, we're able to put very high-tech efficient foils on them. So rather than just hand foiling them, nothing wrong with hand foiling, but we're able to put really accurate versions of known foils with known properties on them. This one has an Epler 168 foil on it, which works really well. These bumps, these will increase the angle of attack capability of the fin drastically, like by 30%, 40%. So you can turn them really hard and they won't spin out. What they do is they create turbulent flow and little vortices. They manage it. So instead of getting laminar flow and then suddenly it'll break away and create horrendous turbulent flow and the fin might stall and create heaps of drag, it just gets in early, turns the flow into these little vortices, runs them over the surface, and that way you get lower drag, higher angle of attack capability, and a really, really precise kind of feeling like good tread on your tyres. So this will enable a smaller fin to be used again without the problem at lower speeds. These were initially used by the humpback whale at low speeds. They work very well at high speeds too, but at low speeds they'll cover that gap where you want to get a smaller fin and you don't want it to spin out. The fin foil, the cross section of the fin, is really important. It's often neglected or ignored because the most obvious thing about a fin is its shape and its colour, its plan shape, whether it's raked or upright or whatever. But the cross section, the foil, is very important. For example, in the case of the Supermarine Spitfire, they started out with a fairly basic stock standard foil with the cord thickness fairly far forward on the wing, and it did very well. It was a manoeuvrable aircraft and relatively fast, and it stayed that way for most of World War II. In quest of more speed to compete with the other aircraft out there, they started putting bigger engines in. They wanted more speed, so they put a more advanced foil in with the thickest part of the cord further back in the wing and a hollow section, a concave section in the trailing edge. And the result was, with the same amount of power, they were getting a 57 mile per hour increase in speed, which is absolutely massive. So the foil section makes a big difference. So instead of the fin spinning out and having less lift and more drag and less control at X degrees, it'll start to do that at X plus 30 degrees. So you can turn much more sharply and or use a smaller fin without any problems at all. And when it does start to stall, it does it in a more controlled way with less lift reduction. So the difference in control is quite remarkable. They've got a really good feel to them. It's like having good tread on your tyres or something like that. They're unobtrusive, but they just feel really, really tight, responsive, accurate, and there's a certain feel to them which is hard to explain. It just